Today we're going to talk about fairway accuracy. I've never been a fan of fairway percent as I think it can be misleading, so I started calculating an adjusted accuracy stat. While strokes gained off the tee does a great job at identifying the best drivers, I wanted to isolate accuracy and dive a little deeper. If you want to calculate a better accuracy number, you need to factor in how far the ball was hit. If you average 320 off the tee, it's harder for you to hit fairways compared to someone that averages 275. I think we all understand that concept. Let's work through adjusted accuracy and I will show you how I calculate it, and then we will take a look at some numbers from this season. We're going to use this crude hole diagram to walk through a few examples. The fairway on this hole is 28 yards wide. Let's look at a few example tee shots by a couple of tour players. First, I want to note that for tee shots in the PGA Tour, they measure not only how far the ball went, they also measure how far the ball is from the center of the fairway. This season, Bryson DeChambeau is averaging 323.8 yards off the tee. Let's say he hits one that distance and it finishes on the edge of the fairway. Knowing how far the ball went and how far it is from the center of the fairway, we can calculate this angle down here. That angle tells us how far offline the ball was hit in relation to the center of the fairway. The smaller the angle, the straighter the shot. Bryson hit this shot 2.48 degrees offline. By comparison, Zach Blair averages 279.8 yards off the tee. Let's say Zach hits a drive, his average distance, and just like Bryson, it also finishes on the edge of the fairway. Zach hit this shot 2.87 degrees offline. Even though they both hit the fairway and both finished 14 yards from the center, Bryson technically hit a straighter shot than Zach. Before we go any further, I fully understand this is not a perfect science. I'm not factoring in things like dog legs or where a player was trying to hit the ball. This approach definitely has drawbacks, but so does our plain old accuracy percent. That being said, I believe adjusted accuracy provides a better picture on how straight a player is hitting it. Okay, back to our approach for adjusted accuracy. The offline angle we calculate is key, and that is what drives adjusted accuracy. For every tee shot, I calculate the offline angle and use that to determine a player's adjusted accuracy percent. Here's how the calculation works. If you have a 28 yard wide fairway and a player hits the ball 300 yards and that ball finishes on the edge of the fairway, 14 yards from the center, the offline angle of that shot is 2.675 degrees. Said another way, if you want to hit a 28 yard wide fairway at 300 yards, your offline angle needs to be 2.675 degrees or less. I then use that baseline number to calculate the percent of tee shots a player hits that is offline by 2.675 degrees or less. That percent becomes their adjusted accuracy. Let's take a look at the numbers for this season. First, we're going to look at the players that have the best adjusted fairway accuracy. You can see Ryan Moore is at the top of the list. Ryan has an adjusted accuracy of 65.8%. What that means is that 65.8% of the tee shots that he hits have an offline angle of 2.675 degrees or less. For comparison, this table also includes their fairway percent and fairway percent rank. You'll notice that a few players that are ranked top 10 in adjusted accuracy have moved up quite a few positions compared to their fairway accuracy rank. Billy Horschel made the biggest jump, moving up 52 positions from 61st in fairway accuracy to 9th in adjusted accuracy. Next, we'll take a look at players that made the biggest jump. You'll notice many of the bombers are on this list. Bubba jumped 109 spots, moving from 158th in fairway accuracy to 49th in adjusted accuracy. Other notables that made big jumps are Tony Finau, Rory McIlroy, Sergio Garcia, Patrick Reed, and Bryson DeChambeau. When you factor in distance, many of the bombers are hitting the ball significantly straighter than fairway accuracy gives them credit for. For example, Bubba has a higher adjusted accuracy rank than 9 of the top 20 players in the standard fairway accuracy rank stat. Next, let's take a quick look at players that fell down the list the most. Many of the players on this list are what you would classify as shorter hitters. While some of them may have a higher fairway percent, when you look at adjusted accuracy, they're not hitting the ball as straight as it may appear. Finally, I have another stat I look at that I call the uh-oh percent. It's the same concept as adjusted accuracy, but this looks at the percent of drives that would be more than 30 yards from the middle of the fairway on a 300-yard drive. You can see a few very recognizable names on the list: Phil Mickelson, Jordan Spieth, and Luke Donald. Well, that about does it for adjusted accuracy. Thanks for watching and have a great day.